Howdy folks, AJ coming at you again, your resident vintage gamer, and today's video is going to be a little bit of a vlog and a little bit of gaming news, a little snippet that I picked up that I'm sure everybody's probably heard the news by now, but we'll start with that. Sony Online Entertainment announced today that they did some layoffs. They did not announce numbers, how many, or from what particular games anybody was laid off from, or whatnot. They did say that it wasn't. They said it wasn't going to affect the development of EverQuest Next or EverQuest Landmark. Who knows? Until we know how many people were laid off and what they were working on. Who's to say what it's going to affect? I did hear. I don't have this confirmed, but I did read it somewhere that several of the EverQuest 2 forums for international countries like I think it was, I want to say France, Germany, Japan, and maybe another one, that those international forums for those countries were going to be shut down for EverQuest 2. Again, that's just something I read somewhere. I have not confirmed it yet. If anybody has, I don't know if I have any subscribers from out of the U.S. If I do, and any of you can confirm that, please just put it in the comments below. I'd love to see if that's confirmed, because that would kind of give us an idea of some of the stuff that was affected. So anyway, that is the one piece of news that I wanted to talk about. My opinion on it is that I don't think it bodes well for the existing catalog of games for Sony Online Entertainment. I think that they've done some really strange things over the years on how they've managed their portfolio of games and so forth. They've recently here, they put out Wizardry Online, which I did do a review of, which has a lot of good elements to it. It really is. It's more of a hardcore MMO, kind of back to the original EverQuest days type deal. So they've got that, and they came out with Dragon's Prophet. They spent a lot of money on PlanetSide 2, and from what I understand, PlanetSide 2 is very popular, and I can't imagine it's not making money. Some people have speculated that DC Universe Online is not performing and not bringing in the revenue that they expected or whatnot. Have no idea. But I'm a little worried about, I think EverQuest and EverQuest 2, just because that is their flagship games. I think those are safe. But stuff like Vanguard, Wizardry Online, Dragon's Prophet, I don't think DC Universe Online's got any. I think that, well, I was going to say that IP is probably safe, but then again, I would have said the same thing about the Matrix Online, because I felt that was a pretty strong IP. Star Wars Galaxies is kind of a different bird, because you had Star Wars, the Old Republic, so they didn't want to have, LucasArts didn't want to have competing MMOs, so that kind of was a different deal. But in any case, so I don't know what this means. I don't know. I would have to say that I can't imagine that, as much as they've already put into EverQuest Next and as much hype as there is, I can't imagine that they're gonna scale back on that. I think the other games in the portfolio are probably going to suffer at in some way or another, whether it's some games getting shut down, or if it's just the support for certain games goes away. Who knows what? At this point, we just don't know. But that's my opinions. I think that the existing titles, some of them there's gonna be some changes. That's just a guess on my part. But anyway, that's what I do here. I give my opinions about the gaming industry and games in general, and everything, just based upon my my years of doing all, of playing in games and following games and all that stuff. So, that's my 2 cents. So, one of the things that the other things I want to talk about was I haven't posted a video in a few days because my computer went down. My rig, I was trying to update my video drivers for my video card, and it just went bonkers. For whatever reason, it did not like that video driver that I was trying to install, and it put it into a loop, and there was nothing I could do to get out of the loop. It just kept restarting and going back and telling me I could do a system restore, which of course I didn't want to do because that wipes out your hard drive and everything. And it said the other option is to start Windows normally, which of course if I tried to do that, it would just loop me back. So I took it in. I have a guy here locally that is a computer wizard, and he's one of those guys that can retrieve data off of a hard drive unless it's had holes punctured in it and it's been buried in the or put in the water. He can pretty much still pull the data off of it. So he was able to. He said my file system was horribly corrupted, and he had to go in there and do some magic to get everything so it was no longer corrupted, and got my rig back, and seems like it's working like a dream now. So not sure what he did to it. I did have him replace the power supply too, because power supply I was starting to get some noise on the fan and everything, and rather than just replace the fan, I just put a whole new power supply, a little more powerful one in there. So that's why I haven't done a video in a few days, and I am getting a new rig built. I actually, not that guy, but I have another guy who is going to that they do that. They specialize in that, in building custom gaming rigs here locally, and so I've been going back and forth with the build specifications on what I want and everything, and looking at the budget that I gave them for it and everything. And I think in the next couple days I will be able to basically give you guys a rundown on the specifications for my new rig. And I will, once I get it, then I'll be taking pictures, I'll just take video of it and post it here on YouTube so you guys can see my rig. So anyway, that's what's going on in the Greyhawk 4x4 world. And until the next time, we will catch you guys on the flip side.